Hello, welcome back to Pathologic Classic HD Clara's playthrough. This is day 11. The game is nearly done. So, once more, the sister quest is back up. Just need to figure out where she is. I believe she's actually quite nearby the theatre this time. I want to say somewhere around here. Possibly that one. Remember, it's a circular house, and I think that's the only circular house in that region that would make any sense. So, here we go. What's he seen? Oh, what's he doing? God knows, but he's running. He's definitely spotted something. I'm going to try to just let that be. I think we actually have just about enough resources to get to the end of this game. Without needing to burn anything more, which will be incredible. Frick. Oh jeez, that was slightly spooky. Okay. Right, I have to go all the way around it in to get to the little sister. Once we've done that, then we will begin off the quest of the day in earnest. Frick. Quest of the day in earnest begins off with a Glaya Lilac. Oh, fuck. In fact, you know something? Repellent, cape, repellent, cape. That'll do. Right, Clara, where are you? Jeez. Ah. Right, okay. Well, that worked out okay. There she is. Okay. Right. Step 1. Complete. So Clara is now going to stay here again. We are going to make our escape. Nice. Okay. So, now I just need to remember where Clara's appearance are. I think they're around here somewhere. I think they might be in this yard here. I'm quite excited actually. We're finally going to finish this entire long and arduous journey. It's only taken me about best part of 18 months to do. But finally there will be a complete recording of the entirety of Pathologic in English on YouTube. I think this is the only complete Let's Play that I'm aware of, but if you guys are aware of any others, please let me know. We have money to burn, so we might as well burn it. Food is the only thing we really need right now. Oh, they're in there. Oh god, how do I get in there? Go around somehow. Right. Oh, come on. Right, fine. Okay. Being in a plague district is not my favourite thing to be, but hopefully we can just find a couple of people around here that we can just cure. I need to stop them putting my reputation back up again. Oh my god, how do I get into this? There's gotta be some way, right? Oh. Right, how? How do you get into that backyard? How the hell do you do it? Do I need to break into the house to do so? As much as I would like to steal stuff, I'm not going to. I am, however, going to look around just in case there is a young child to trade with, because they might have powder. And if they might have powder, then we're in a good position. No. It's only the young girls that have got the powder rather than the young boys or the teenage boys, which does make this game a tad more difficult. There we go. Jeez. Okay. I mean, I guess that'll do. Okay. Now that sister is dealt with, we'll begin the main day in earnest. First things first, we go to... I know it doesn't tell us yet, but we're going to go to Aglaea's cathedral. This is going to be a rather long main quest of the day. So, I have no idea what's booked in. This is going to be a rather long main quest of the day, so that's why we are going to take it as early as we are. And we are just going to desperately hope that we will get everything done. Ah, frick. Okay, so this area is burnt out. The soldiers are really spooked at the moment, and I don't know what's got them all riled up. Right. Here we go. Ooh, I might be able to trade away some of my junk for this guy. Ah. Nope. Not tradable. Fine. Here we go.
You have fulfilled your purpose. Now be gone. This world doesn't need you any longer.
And why have you come to me? I know all I need to know about you now, Plague Incarnate. I'd like to tell you about a most amazing thing. Really? That's sweet. Will you tell me? Not that it matters, of course. We can preserve this town. The army will leave. There won't have to be any destruction. Wait. You're speaking too fast. I have different concerns at the moment. Actually, it's good that you're here. Can you run one final errand for me and tell me about your decision? The business I have at hand is urgent. What is it? Give this package to kind Bachelor Dankovsky. It says inside that he's been stripped of all authority and is accused of high treason. Should he open it in front of you and ask you what he is to do, advise him to shoot himself. Why so? I thought you were friends. What? Friends? No, of course not. The Bachelor has become no less formidable of an enemy of the town than the Lady Sandpest. But why? You see, this town is a coherent structure, or, if you like, a living organism. It's both, depending on the observer. It's like a sequence of interconnected organs, or, more exactly still, a clockwork mechanism. But as soon as a foreign object is introduced, everything begins to crumble. But what does the Bachelor have to do with it? Bachelor Dankovsky has the audacity to question this obvious truth. Apparently, he intends to destroy the human settlement, that is, the town proper, an administrative and social constituent unit of our country, for the sake of a chimeric abomination. I am going to stop him. I'm telling you, I know a way to avoid destroying anything that's being constructed here. Whatever, just give the package to the Bachelor. Sorry. Whatever, just give the package to the Bachelor. We'll talk when you come back. Alright, give me the package. I must say, though, that I don't have the slightest idea where he's to be found now. I suppose his new ally is better informed of his plans. What new ally? Who but the iron-toothed General Ashes, the two destroyers now sing in union. Getting 500,000 people killed is like putting a squiggle on paper to them. Don't worry, I'll find the Bachelor. He's the one who needs to worry, not me. It's not really particularly useful to tell me where I need to go next. I think she means block. General Ashes, I presume, is her nickname for him, but given the slight lack of clarity, it can be a bit confusing as to where you're supposed to go. 80% sure she means block. So it's been a wild ride, friends. You've played or heard or watched me play and listened to me ramble for what will be the best part of 70 hours. A very long time, so I appreciate you all sticking by me. Something I do appreciate. Especially given that it wasn't, you know, mandatory or anything. If you're following this for the sake of your own enjoyment, I'm glad to have provided something of value or something of use. And if it wasn't something of value or something of use, that's okay. Come on. Be interested to hear what any of you think I should play or do next. The Void is an option, but I believe that Cannibal K9, another YouTuber, has done a far better playthrough of it than I ever could. In fact, it was his playthrough of that prompted me to want to do a playthrough of this. Other options, I suppose, could be things like Lisa the Painful, or a few other RPGs. I got I have no idea how I avoided that. Oof. Okay. A little bit of a dip to health, but not something I can, you know, not one that I can not one that's gonna kill me. I was also considering Shadowrun as an option.
I'm suffocating.
Why are you here? I need to see the Bachelor. Is he with you? No, he's not here, and I wouldn't advise you to follow him where he's gone. Where's that? The mutineers have captured some architect, one Andre Stammerton. Your Bachelor took the news to heart and decided to get him out. And where is all that happening, the mutiny? They've seized a cannon and are holding position next to it. All of the mutineers are there now, except the ones who are busy looting, but don't you dare go there. They'll sort it out without you. What about you? I'm gathering those who stayed true to their oath. As soon as I restore order amongst my troops, we'll launch an operation to take the cannon. I'll personally lead the loyal units. It'll be too late. They'll have shot the Bachelor. I have no other choice. I'm in charge of maintaining order, and I have my own orders to follow. Moreover, my intuition is telling me that Bachelor Dankovsky will make it out of there alive. He's not the type to let himself get shot in the head easily. How can you say something like that? The field gun. You might notice that the quest markers towards the end of Clara's playthrough start to get more sparse and basic in their what they say. They lose the same flowery tones that they previously had and become a lot more just single sentence. I would say blunt and functional, but the problem is half the time they're not functional. They certainly weren't in the original translation. They're a little bit better in this one, but not by a lot. Day 12, and the city is surprisingly quiet. You should never say the keyword in the business of healing. But nevertheless, seems surprisingly quiet to me. To the field gun then. presume that all of these remaining areas are the areas that I've allowed to be permanently infected. Here we go. So yes, as I was saying, Shadowrun is also an option. It's a game that I do very much enjoy. All of these games are of a much different tone, though, and I wonder whether my style and narration would be suited to Pathologic. The Talos Principle is another one that I enjoy a lot. But again, Cannibal K9 has done a fantastic job at that already, and I wouldn't want to be treading the same ground. If I do anything, I want to be able to provide something that is a relatively unique experience, and something that's not been done better elsewhere, essentially. Because I'm more than aware that my abilities and talents at recording these videos are very, very amateurish, involve most of the time faulty equipment and fairly basic level of editing. So I don't want to do anything too rash in that. I don't want to choose the wrong one. Oh god. Right. I don't want to make my wrong choice here, because I do recall if you go too near the cannon, then they just open fire. I think there's a better way of doing this. I presume it's this lock here. Nope. Who are you? Are you here on an errand? No, I'm Clara. I heal people. Listen, we have a wounded officer. They're taking cover behind those boulders over there, but he's got hit by 2 bullets. He might bleed to death. I'll dress his wounds. Where do you think you're going? Stay here, don't poke out. Reinforcements are on their way. We're going to push him back. Your commander is wounded. There will be no reinforcements. Slightly glitchy animation there. Also, he's next to impossible to spot underneath all that grass. Just clipping straight through it. Oh dear. Still, I understand what is being portrayed, and that's the important thing. We have a lack of sound effect, but effectively what is being portrayed here is the fight between the reinforcement loyalists and the looters. Given that they all have exactly the same character model, it is a little bit difficult to tell what the hell goes on, but definitely done. I suppose I shouldn't ask too many questions. Thank you. You were Sister of Mercy. I will ask questions. Will you answer them candidly and without prejudice? I will. Just be quick with them, please. I've heard that you executed an architect, Andrei Stamatin, a man in a bright raincoat. He had a big motley handkerchief always hanging out of his pocket. We haven't executed anyone. It's what the mutineers do. Perhaps they didn't have enough time. They'd been in the middle of an execution and broke it off when we engaged them. Do you know who I'm talking about? I do. I think he was among the survivors. When the fighting had begun, I saw him with this aide to the Inquisitor, this bachelor. The architect looked pale and was holding his side. The bachelor must have walked him home. Do you know where that is? Yes, you're in luck. Just yesterday I went there to arrest one of them. They're twin brothers, right? Their place is over by the river, right behind the checkpoint. Thank you. To the studio. I can't help but feel that there's not really a good sense of chaos around the gun. It all feels very calm. It feels like a regular military checkpoint. of the few military checkpoints that I have passed within my life, the first few times I passed them, I always felt a little bit nervous. I mean, I am a British resident. I'm not used to seeing large-scale firearms carried openly. But, after a while I began to learn what was calm and what wasn't, and most of the time military checkpoints do feel quite calm, and the one that we've just walked past feels very calm for one that's just done a battle with mutineers. I presume that this was an unfortunate side effect of lacking quite the same funds to effectively engineer a small-scale military conflict within the scope of the town. That wasn't really the focus of the game anyway, but it does kind of put a bit of a dampener on this final day. It does make it feel a lot more calm, I suppose, than I was expecting. It should be chaotic and explosive, but it really, day 11 is, it's all right. It feels like everything's winding down. It feels like we already hit the climax a little while ago, but I don't really have the ability to sort of say when that was or how that was. It feels like the plague's already winding down into nothing. Which, I mean, it is, but I don't really get the same impression of an empty and dead town that... That's the kind of scene that I was hoping to see more of in this game, because that just in and of itself is pretty brutal and quite shocking. At least it would be if it was... Jesus. Reputation's near enough at full. It's gonna take a real nosedive in a little bit when we give in our sister to the Harrisbecks. So I'm not really wanting to take too many shit. I'm not wanting to take too many risks with my reputation for the near future. Screw it. I've gotten more than enough medication. It'll definitely last me. Right. At some point I am going to make a sort of a hard save rather than a quick save in the middle of the day. Because just in case I've made a mistake, and just in case there are no in case I haven't got enough powder, I am going to cheat and save scum and find someone to get powder from, just to make sure we've got more than enough if the need arises.
You look unhealthy.
We easily forget those
Yes.
faults, old boy, which are known only to ourselves. True, so true.
My head is spinning. That's it. I've had my share of dancing. The curtain falls.
I'm not talking to you, Changeling, and I'll advise my brother against it too. I just need you to tell me a few things about the polyhedron, Andre. You conceive of yourself as the acme of all human achievement. The tower is no chimera, no oddity, no trick, whatever heartless Daniel might think. It was made for people. It is needed by people. It has no meaning without people. Why the shouting? Why are you so passionate about it? Because he wants to have it leave it in a void, an icy solitude, like a unique butterfly preserved in formalin, pinned to the step like a piece of cardboard. No, I do not want that to happen. Who needs a victory like that? Don't despair, Andre. You're making a mistake by not trusting me.
And yet the structure is miraculous. There'll never be another one like this.
The bachelor will tell you everything. I can't talk right now. What is it, this polyhedron of yours? Why would I talk about it? What do you know about miracles? You say that you can perform them yourself, that you're yourself a power capable of making miracles an everyday occurrence. Well, others aren't like that. Rarely do we get a chance to make the impossible happen. I want to save your tower. Save it then. Everything's in your hands now. That's why I'm asking you. Much as I'd like to tell you that it's inhabited by my fantasies and my dreams, that would be untrue. Children live there, petty, pathetic, malicious, craving to imitate the grown-ups. But the place improves them, it makes them better, and that's why I don't object. Perhaps one day we'll harbour someone's dream. What's so bad about the children's dreams? Take a look outside, that's what's bad about them. Every child is capable of crossing over to the other side of reality, but few are able to bring back something beautiful, good, and magical. No, the tower is not for children, it is for lovers, dreamers, and poets. I believe you, Peter.
Should I just give up?
How did you get here? I've got bad news from the Inquisitor. You've been stripped of your mandate. I think she's decided to get rid of you. So you're the harbinger of my doom. Will you give me some advice on how to escape my well-deserved punishment? So is it well-deserved? The Inquisitor won't forgive me for my treason. The only surprising thing is that she found me out so soon. I've only just made the decision, and she knows already. The woman is indeed a devil. But in any case, I won't change my decision even if it costs me my life. And what is your decision? I want to preserve the polyhedron, and I will preserve it whatever it takes. Why? Because for the first time in human history, a structure has been built which, owing to much to engineering and calculation as to favourable concourse of circumstances, possesses a miraculous capacity for influencing the human consciousness. It can, if you like, store the dreams of children. How is that possible? That's the thing. This tower makes the impossible possible. I didn't believe it either until I saw it for myself, but the fact remains. The children are unanimous in insisting that the tower reproduces that very spirit which turns childhood into the happiest time of a human life. If that's... I've been inside the tower. It's empty. Tell me, is that an illusion? Yes, the elusive dream worlds, the magical lands of fantasy, the first loves, the childhood's games with their heroic deeds, their sieges and charges, escapes and transfigurations. It condenses them into a nodule of energy inside itself, which, being the creation of a child's fantasy, assumes an independent existence. What does that mean? I don't understand. Yes, this is a dream one can come back to, a fantasy unfolding in front of your eyes, a miracle that can be touched and held. There, inside it, things that are fleeting gifts in ordinary life can be captured. Miracle can't be touched and held. It is the law. I'm asking you for postponement. I know how to preserve the polyhedron. Everything else here will have to be destroyed, but this polyhedron can be saved. Tell Aglaia you haven't found me, and I'll find arguments to convince the commander. He'll let the polyhedron be with a clear conscience. The epidemic won't return if the tower stands. And you can prove it to him? Give me more time. And tomorrow, I'll give you a package containing arguments for the commander. Alright, have it your way. I'll tell Aglaia I haven't found you. Wait, then help me get rid of an enemy who's about to present Aglaia with a fateful argument which will leave the commander with no choice but to raise the polyhedron. Who's that? Burak, the Harrispex. He's due to finish some gruesome business today. If he succeeds, he and Aglaia will deceive Block. That is to say, Aglaia will do all the actual deceiving. Burak is just a blind tool of hers, just like I was, until recently. Why is he dangerous? They'll preserve the toxic town for the sake of saving Aglaia, and raise the polyhedron in order to have a culprit's head to present the powers that be with. They'll say that the cause has been eliminated. Find him. Stop him. Alright, you've convinced me. It all ends tomorrow. Day 11, in which the Changeling realizes the true meaning of her name, and Clara loses the right to exist. Oh, I didn't realize that. I believe that the portrait at the top here represents who will die today if I fail in the main quest. Right, well, here we go. These remaining people will give their lives for me. I have to choose some of them to die. And I don't mean just in terms of failing quests, I mean, as you may have gathered, the way to preserve this town is via sacrifice. Everything, all paths in this game require sacrifice of some form. Either the polyhedron for the town for the polyhedron. To preserve everything as it stands, there is only one manner, well, there's only one way in which to do so. People are not good shots. How many of these buildings can we actually get into? You know, something I've never actually tried getting into the other ones. At least I don't think I have. Then again, I don't think they have doors. I think that might be part of the reason why. Jeez, there's a lot of bandits around here. To be honest, I'm going to just avoid them. Technically cheating, yes, but meh. Yeah, I don't think they've got any doors to get into. Nah, they don't. Ah. I should stop wasting time. Anyway, as I was saying a long while earlier, I do have other games that I could feasibly record and upload, but I feel that they probably have been done better by other people. Exhaustion, really. I enjoy Pathologic and I know it quite well, I know it pretty much inside out. Which is why I feel that I'm able to give a decent experience of it. I'm less certain about other games.
In truth, we're not powerless, just willless.
What do you want? Forgot something? Someone wants you dead, Arthemi Borak. Tell me, what do you intend to do now? You the harbinger of my death? Well, that won't make me change my plans. I'm going to the abattoir. Foreman Oyun is waiting for me for the first trial, the final trial. I don't expect to survive it anyway, but you've promised to help, haven't you? Who, me? One of us is an idiot, right? I promised to help? You've just been here and said you know what trickery to the foreman is prepared for me. I promise you'll be waiting where the foreman will have told me to go and help me defeat him. What did Foreman O'Yun tell you yesterday? I want to ask the Foreman about the mysteries concealed in the ritual of bovine sacrifice. I feel you have no other way to access those mysteries than by taking the Foreman's place. Oyun will not give up his power without a fight. We are going to fight to the death. Do you think that Foreman O'Yun is one of the bound? Doubtlessly. He's a bad man, isn't he? I suspect that he's a double-crossing murderer and usurper. That's why I can wish death upon him with a clear conscience. Don't rush into a fight with him. I'll go to the abattoir and settle your dispute. You change your plans quickly. A short while ago you were much more bloodthirsty. I'll waste no time. My destiny awaits me at the abattoir. I'm going to face it with an open heart. Wait until the day ends. We'll see each other at the abattoir. Right, up and around and into the abattoir we go. I also feel that other games are more action-packed and less... have less, effectively, I suppose, free time in which not a lot necessarily happens. A lot of this game is about traversing the town, and that gives us space, time to think, time to reflect on what exactly is going on, and I don't really feel that other games offer you quite... oh, frick. Offer quite the same experience of that. Shit, he spotted me. I'm gonna buy a little bit more food because I've got nothing else to spend the money on. If I back up too much, I'll go straight into the firefighters. Screw this. There we go. Right. To the foreman of the abattoir. That was not what was intended. Ah, bugger. I thought I could use my healing hands. Clara, what the fuck? Oh well. I suppose it doesn't matter too much. I do have the resources to burn. Not that it's an attitude that you really should take in Pathologic at all, because as soon as you do take that attitude, you will shoot yourself in the foot and die horribly. That is generally the nature of this game. Oh god, that exhaustion's pretty high, isn't it? I suppose we have been going since like midnight-ish, but still. I did take antibacterial medication. Well, oh well. Pretty sure we still have time. Time enough. I could just eat a shed load of lemons. I do have. Like, shouldn't really eat the lemons though. The lemons cost more than they gain. It's better to sleep than to take coffee or lemons, generally speaking, in terms of managing your exhaustion, because you just end up burning far more resources than you otherwise would have done. Lemons are useful in emergency uses rather than in common use. But then again, I have the resources, so meh.
I concede to you, mistress of the weed. Pray for me when you return to the earth.
I bow to thee, mistress. You have come to take my life. I am prepared to sacrifice it. Did you call me mistress? Warden Barak and Oinon Rubin have told me of your miracles. She who can turn the blood of children of Suok into the blood of Boss Primigenius is worthy of being titled our mistress. So you're prepared to give your life? But why? If you transform my blood with your hands, I'll part without regret with the life I have lived untainted. Let the good that comes out of my death give meaning to my wasted life. Why do you say so? I say what I say and do what I do because I, O Yun, have failed to perform the rite and to carry the burden I took upon myself. I am not worthy of living. Many among the bound would tell you the same. Many? Yes, when they have agreed to give you their blood for transformation into the panacea, the kin will help you put that blood to use. You will have at your disposal the skills of the butchers, of all those who know the line, and the abattoir itself, Suok Swoom. Burak will not oppose it. I'm just going to pause for a second to try one thing. Ah. That is an interesting bit of dialogue. Never knew that could happen. Oh well. What makes you so sure they'll agree? A mistress needs not ask. They have already accepted their fate. Let them serve their lady, the mistress of the humble. If you find several of such bound who won't resent having to give up their meaningless lives, you will create enough vital humors to keep the town alive. Do you agree to take and transform my blood? Yes, if such is your desire. Well. Hello, Barak.
Slow and steady wins the race.
What are you doing here, Spirit? I've talked to the foreman. You need to hear this. He's resigning and will soon hand his powers over to you. Did you make him do it? I am a mere instrument of fate. Why did he do it? Because everyone has a preordainment to fulfill. Yours is to preside over the kin. Turned out to be much more powerful than I thought. Why did you do this? Tell me what you're intending to do, Barak. I must make a blood sacrifice, but I haven't settled on one yet. I don't know who it was meant to be. I must decide. That moment is probably inevitable, and it will come soon. You're a slave of the inevitable, Barak, while I am its mistress. Tell me what your intentions are, and I will help you. I only want one thing, and that's to heal the town. The destruction of the polyhedron was necessary, seeing as I'd never hoped I would defeat the foeman. That wasn't what happened. So what now? I know how to make a panacea out of blood and herbs. The trouble is that the right blood is very rarely found in nature. You shouldn't hate this town. It's beautiful. It hasn't lost its bond with the earth. It combines incompatible things. Different eras linger in it alongside each other. There are no towns like this anymore. Hardly ever will be again. Take heart. I'll give you the blood that is like the blood you seek. Where are you going to get it from? I transform blood with my hands. I'm a miracle worker, Barak. That sounds true enough. I believe you. What would you have me do? Promise me that when you become the head of a kin, you will help me by creating as much panacea as will be needed to contain this disease. This will save my town, I hereby agree. Tomorrow I'll be able to back it up with arguments for Aglaya. She must submit a report on the decision reached in order to avoid being executed. Is that so? Yes, so tell Aglaya. I'll let her in on your plan. I think she'll accept it. Alright, I'll do it. Back we go. So, in terms of my reflections on this, what exactly have we learned? What did we find out? What did we gain from this whole experience? Going through the same plague-stricken town 3 times in a row. Why do it? Why do it that many times? Why do it this often? What could possibly have been gained by doing all this? My personal opinion is that we gain quite a lot. We gain empathy for the different characters' points of view. We gain an understanding of why and how things happen as they did. Within the paths of all of the characters, we come to a very personal understanding of the despair each of them feels. We come to a very personal understanding of the goals each of them has. It's human nature to accept costs and benefits, and to try to weigh up the ratio of cost to benefit. What I think this game really tells us is how vastly different people will weigh up those different costs and benefits. Ultimately, what was the choice that we had to make within all of this? I think that it could be considered to be allegorical. With one side chasing dreams, the other side chasing tradition. And this final side here trying to synthesize the two into something greater than the sum of their parts. I personally am not fully convinced that such syntheses can be made. Not so simply, at any rate. That's why they are miracles. That's why Clara is a miracle worker, because she does the impossible. Am I convinced that the impossible can be done? Perhaps. I think we have done many impossible things as humans. We have done great things, performed great deeds, works of art, works of brilliance. They have always come at a cost, yes. What has that cost been? Was that cost worth it? Those are difficult questions to answer. I'm going to drop a hard save just here. So that if needs be, we can reload and get extra powder if we need it for day 12. I think that with what have we got? 3 panaceas, 1 powder. We'll get 1 more panacea today. I think 5 should be enough to cure everyone and possibly cure ourselves. I don't really remember for sure, though. I think at present there are, well, well, we've seen a few bird masks hanging around some of the other bound of the other players. We know that there's at least a few failures that the other two have made. Yeah, did you see how much that spiked up hunger? It's just so not worth it, but... eh. There's another bird mask.
Mutiny has flashed in the army. The soldiers rebelled against the general.
What do you want? Inquisitor Glaeolic, I have a better solution than the one suggested by the Haruspecs and the Bachelor. Now I know for certain it all fits. Well now, say what you have to say, instrument of the law. There's a way to preserve the town. It's hard to believe, but I'm certain of it. The disease will continue to exist too, but will become completely harmless. It will be tamed just like smallpox. Which, incidentally, was not tamed until relatively recently in human history, making this game very anachronistic. I'll do this with my own hands. I'm going to stay here. We can inoculate people, and people will survive. I don't understand yet. Dr. Rubin has conducted a scientific study. He's ascertained that the plague hasn't killed Simon Kane after all. Simon's blood contained corpuscles that made the disease harmless. When I heal someone with my hands, their blood becomes like that too. So you're going to cure everyone as they get infected? I wonder how you'll manage it with a population of many thousand at this rate of contagion. Our entire country's population if the disease escapes from this town. No, of course I won't be enough. All the more because blood needs to be predisposed, but there are people with this kind of blood who've agreed to spend themselves entirely on vaccines for everyone else. I'll show them to you tomorrow. So you're saying that you'll be able to maintain this this unnatural blend, and even create a possibility for... oh my god, it's further development through periodic transformation of some townspeople's blood with the subsequent slaughtering of these people in the manner of what was done to Simon. Yeah, that's correct. Are you really imagining yourself a miracle worker? I can perform a miracle, no one else can, which is why no one else thought of the same plan. Everyone else believes miracles to be impossible. Another one. Nina was enough. She too used to sing about miracles and ended up turning the town into a pagan altar. You'd like to set up a bloody conveyor line in which you will hold the key position, right? I will not let that happen. But enough. No more of this talk. Why are you so blind? Another obsessed idiot dragging thousands of victims into the very same trap. No, enough. Help me destroy the polyhedron or leave this town at once, or else I will have you executed. But why destroy when everything can be preserved? It's the powers that be who want to preserve everything. That's the reason there's an epidemic. Who do you think you are? You're no miracle worker. You're an avatar of the Sand Plague. Do you understand? But instead of acting as an honest instrument of the law, you have stolen the fate of another. So that's why I'm a thief? That's why you are a thief. You are guilty of the theft of your own fate. You were never to try on this halo. It's absurd as a hangman playing the miraculous rescuer while the execution is already ongoing. Awesome. Now I understand everything. I'm giving you an hour to leave the town, you scum. I'm banishing the plague from this place, thereby accomplishing my mission. Out. And don't you dare look for a protector. No one will help you now. We'll see. Of course, there will be one protector. The Commander, as always. As always, there is sacrifice. Dankovsky would sacrifice a town, a singular town of human lives to preserve something unique and beautiful. Berach would sacrifice the thing that was unique and beautiful to preserve humanity, to preserve something worth protecting. Clara would preserve everything whilst destroying and making sacrifices of... Why am I doing this? I don't need anything more. Clara would preserve the world at the cost of human sacrifice. Sacrifice of important people. They never have powder. Ugh. I suppose really the main question that this begs is what sacrifices are worth it? All of the sacrifices are significant. Which ones can we say are and aren't worth the cost? Ultimately, I think it's a very personal decision as much as we try and tell ourselves otherwise.
That does it. I'm gonna break soon.
Why are you here? The Inquisitors ordered me to leave town before the end of today. Why on earth did she do that? I come up with a way to keep the town intact, all three of its parts, all three towns, the town of beasts, the town of men, and the town of children. But she said that as long as she's alive, that won't happen. And no surprise, so you've defied her plans? I think I have. She's bent on destroying the polyhedron. Yes, and the Bachelor was going to rescue the Architect, precisely in order to find out whether the town's brittle groundwork could withstand the bombardment if we had to level the residential areas. I know a way to preserve the town, but I need more time, 1 day at very least. Indeed. This once again confirms that I was right about you. This is how a divine messenger would behave. I am your protector. Tell me, what do you want? I know of a number of people who've already resigned to their impending death. They even believe that they deserve it. All I need is to find several volunteers from among the bound. How many do you need? 7 at least. I could put not 7, but 77 men at your disposal. No, for one thing, they have to be bound. Not all people are the same. These ones, they have a rare blood type. Go and look for the ones you'll need, then. I'll order my soldiers to defend you should anyone dare make an attempt at your life. It's a shame that so few have remained loyal. It'll be even less after we crush the revolt completely, but we will persevere. Afterwards, come back to me and tell me if you've been successful. You don't want to destroy the town, do you? No, I don't. I'm prepared to sacrifice my career in order to avoid raising and killing this town. Why? I was born and raised in a town like this one. Firing at it is torture for me. But that isn't the main reason. I'm surprised to hear you talk like that. Everything in this town is precious. This place is symbolic. That which is below has left our world for good, having turned into lifeless bones, into museum pieces. That which is above will never come around again. It's a potential future that I do not wish to lose. How do you know? The Harrispex has demonstrated the former to me, and the Bachelor the latter. Written into this town is the destiny of our entire country, and I feel that the Creator is watching me now as I'm making my choice. The part I am to play in the fate of this town will have an effect on the part I am to play in the fate of our country. I felt the same. The final journey lies ahead. It's time to reap what was sown. The foreman was the first sacrifice. 6 more are needed. 7 sinners will be enough to save this town. 6 more people must die. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can leave 2 people alive. Who do you choose to leave? The Sabarovs are prepared to die for us. Reuben, I think, deserves to live. He's done more than enough to defend and preserve this town. Everyone says Yuli is bad, but I don't really personally believe that. Clara Ravel is at least a kind person. I'll speak to her first, but I don't know. I don't know whether to demand her to be a sacrifice. That seems harsh, unnecessary, but sacrifices must be made. Who do you pick? Okay, right, 1 more shot at powder. Desperately hoping this will work. Kid, please tell me you got powder. Doesn't have powder. Never have powder. Right, just going to... Before we continue on our march too far, I just want to check a mental checklist of our bound. The no bound that we have on this side of the river. We have a few bound on this side. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 bound on this side. And 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. Right. Oh, I do not feel good about this.
My heartbeat is uneven. I am sick at heart.
Do I? She's been a good person the whole way through. Do I really condemn her to death? The way that I condemned those entire districts, do I really make that choice? Lara, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. What, do I have to pack my things? I'm going to be executed, right? No, Lara, no one wants you to die, not even I. But that can't be avoided. Will you agree to sacrifice yourself for the people's sake and be glorified as a champion of faith? Yes, that is exactly how I'd like to die. Perhaps it will further convince the people of our family's nobleness. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. Is that really how Simon died? Yes. A drop of his blood is coursing through the veins of every person saved from the disease within a shot of the white vaccine. A good death. By what time do I have to make up my mind? By tomorrow, Lara, as far as making up your mind goes. As for the dying, it will be when the time comes for your sacrifice. Do you agree? I agree. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow? No. Do you trust my word? I do, Lara. Farewell. I don't feel good about that. So in the end, Lara dies as a Christ-like figure. A kind martyr. A waste of a good person. I know I've had my many discussions before as to what I make of the sacrifice of innocent lives, of what I make of death. Ultimately, I don't think I can ever agree with Clara that these sacrifices will be meaningful or worthwhile, or I don't think they ever could be. It's a waste of human life, but a necessary one. It's never going to be one that I feel good about, though. Innocents don't deserve that.
Can you see now where it is all going?
Katharina, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. Let me take a good look at you again, my dear girl. Yes, it all happened as preordained. Not at all as I anticipated. Yet again, I have nothing to reproach fate for. All the signs are in place. A young mistress, my successor. How must I go? Would you like to die as a martyr and a champion of the faith? Would you like to save thousands of lives instead of the thousands of lost lives you bear the blame for? Yes, it would. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died, if you agree, like he did, to give your blood for those in thirst. And I shall depart into the land of shadows, not as a fiend fooled by a rat, but as a martyr who has paid for her sins with a blood that can heal. I agree, a dignified death. Do what you must. It won't happen right now, but soon enough. Whatever you say, my dear girl. Do you agree? I do. When you become their ruler, be kind and fair. Stay true to yourself. Don't take the path Nina took. Work your miracles if you can, and don't yield to temptations. You won't go back on your promise tomorrow? Of course not, silly girl. Till tomorrow then, Katharina. Perhaps martyrdom is a myth that has some benefit, at least to comfort those who will die. But truly, is it something... Is it worth the cost? I still feel it's a waste.
I've got a firm hand.
Listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. Yes, everyone must pay their dues. It is fair that you should be the one to bring the news. I betrayed and renounced you. Why did you do that? Because I had seen in you a sign of my defeat. It was no coincidence that you came to our house. The girl that doomed our entire town. I made one last attempt to avoid that path. I struggled to be defiant. In vain. What's doomed is doomed. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. No, only my duty as a ruler compelled me to act as I have. You may not believe it, but over these days I have grown to love you. I have always wanted us so badly to have a daughter. A young Mistress Saburova. You deserve to die, and yet I will give you a death that will end your path as a ruler with honor, and allow you to fulfill your duty. Death will be a way out for me. Your solution will be better than a bullet to the head, will it not? It will. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. How will it happen? Every drop of your blood will be turned into a medicine that can save the town. You will have accomplished your mission as a ruler. It is the best death that I could wish for. Better than the most humane mercy. So you agree? I agree, and I am grateful to you. You won't look back on your promise tomorrow? Of course. Now, excuse me, Clara. I would like to be alone. Farewell. Three more. What is martyrdom? What is it? Something that we really can consider in any manner worth the cost? Truly, I don't believe that it is. I don't believe that we can ever in good conscience say that the deaths were somehow worth it, somehow a good thing. I don't think we can ever say that. I think we can say that in terms of cost benefit, sure, it was the best choice we could have made, but I don't think that makes it a good choice.
So, will the town be destroyed along with the townsfolk?
Listen to me, Anna. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. I want my death to be painless. Can you make me die without suffering? Would you like to die a champion and a martyr? Would you like to save thousands of children's lives? Is that even possible? I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died, if you agree, like he did, to give your blood for those in thirst. Are you going to take my blood? All of it, Anna. You will feel no pain, only joy. I believe you. Do you agree? If you promise me that my name will be remembered kindly, let me be remembered as a singer. And you won't go back on your promise tomorrow? No, I won't. We'll all die, Anna. Rejoice, for I'm giving you the longest deferment. Rejoice, boy. There's no way that I can feel good about this. I know Clara is a mistress of lies. Perhaps this time the lies were worth it. To spare the feelings of those about to die, I mean, what good would it do to tell them that deaths are fairly meaningless? So they didn't need to die. I mean, of course, that's not true either. They did need to die, but... Shit. They did need to die, but it feels so wrong. It's a tragedy. Any death is a tragedy, but it feels all the more poignant if I have to pull the trigger myself, I suppose. To talk to them, to tell them that I will be their harbinger.
Shabnakadir is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
You win, don't you? Aspiti, listen to me. I am the harbinger of your death. You can choose what it will be like. Isn't that point a little presumptuous? I may yet be the harbinger of yours. Pointless bravado. Are you just trying to save face? No, not at all. Well, let's get started. Will I have time to curse you before I die? That depends on what you choose. Would you like, instead of returning to the earth, to dissolve into the people of the kin and serve Burach, its new foreman? Well, that sounds attractive. Yes, I prefer a death like that to any other. Was it your doing? Yes. Tell me what you want from me. I shall lay my hands on you and give you a chance to die like Simon Cain died. If you agree, like he did, to give your blood to those in thirst. What does Simon have to do with it? A human who tried on the head of Boss will forever remain human, even if the head did fit. I'm already flesh of his flesh. Are you going to give me his blood too? I can see in your eyes that you know the answer already. I do. Well, such is my fate, it seems. Will the sacrifice be made the moment you lay your hands on me? I won't let you get away. So do you agree? Do I have a choice, mistress? I can't escape you. Still, tell me, Spitty, are you really Earthborn? Are you really a magical being fashioned from clay? Am I really being asked that by a mistress? Now, what could I answer that would comfort you? No, of course not. I was born and have lived all these years as a human. Or maybe not. Maybe I've been turned into one. I've changed. I was just trying on your laurels. I was, if you like, a kind of viscerin while you were absent. A changeling. A sly answer. And ambiguous. I agree regardless. I like this finale. It seems quite natural. You're scaring me. It's the outcome no one has been able to predict. In the end, Aspeti still remains a mystery. One to which we will never truly find the answer. Midday. Our last choice, I guess, must be Griff. I know the fact that they leave you two bound to remain alive is, I suppose, a prompt that it should be the Sabarovs, Alexander and Katerina, that you should keep alive, but maybe this is my impact as a player rather than as a character, but I don't think Ruben deserved to die. Ruben was probably one of the best ones within the entire game. He does some of the most useful work. It's thanks to him that this town can be saved. Not really thanks to the others, not in anywhere near the same regard. I hold him in just as high regard as the Bachelor and the Harrisbecks.
Where there's carrion, there are crows.
Everybody dies, don't we? Each will die as he lived. Some will ascend, but down is the only direction for others, eh? Listen to me, Grief. I am the harbinger of your death. What it will be like is up to you. I've been expecting something like that. One can spot a mistress-to-be from a verst away. Do the speaking then, I'm all ears. Do you want to die a champion, a martyr, and a saviour to your people? Yes, mistress, that's exactly how I'd like to die, like I ever could. I'm going to lay my hands on you, and give you a chance to die as Simon Cain died, if you agree to sate the thirsty with your blood, like he did. Simon was a demigod. His blood, I've heard from Stack about his blood. He was no blood of a human. There's blue blood and then there's silver blood, eh? And that's what his was. I'll lay my hands on you, and your veins will be filled with golden and silver and blue blood. Cut yourself, and you'll see. Blood like that, cutting myself would be wasteful. So you agree? I do. Do I even have a choice, eh? Indeed, I'll even be grateful to you. You won't renounce that tomorrow? I won't, mistress. You better not. Goodbye. Back to the commander, I suppose. Well, dear friends, I believe that is the main bulk of the work done. All that remains now are side quests. Getting one last jar of panacea. And, well, and then sleeping until day 12, the final day. Kid, why do you never have any powder? This is the one scenario in which I really need some extra.
I can't wait any longer. I've lost 2/3 of my troops here in 2 days.
Why are you here? I found the 7 people. That quickly? I don't think that was quick. You've just been here and said there were sinners in town, 9 in total, who could sacrifice themselves for the cause of obtaining your transformed blood. Sadly, you said some of them were already incurably ill. You even hinted that the disease had been a consequence of your visit. I see. Which of them exactly? You named names. Reuben, Fomin Oyun, the Sabarovs, I've heard about those. Then Anna, Yulia, Spitty, Clara, and Grief. You said some of them are ill now. But it wasn't me. My eyes weren't lying to me, it was you. You described the way that you could transform their blood so it could be used to create a vaccine for the entire population. You left and came back a quarter of a minute later. No, it was her again, my abhorrent doppelganger. It was she who infected my band. Tomorrow, you will have to bring them back to life. It's the only hope I have left. I'm going to try and sleep a few hours at Laura's house. I think. Might not actually be worth it. Powder. Please tell me you have powder. Please tell me she doesn't have powder. They never have powder. Right. Okay, Lara. I'm only gonna sleep maybe an hour or two. Immunity's at full, hunger's pretty minimal. Let's try bottle of Twirin. And $10 hours. 5 hours. Aerospec is in danger again. Block is looking for the bachelor. Okay, right. So, bachelor's somewhere around here. The higher specs is somewhere around here. We'll go to the higher specs first. Got ourselves another panacea. I think it's actually quite near Spitty's house. He's in one of these ones. 6 hours. Should be enough time. Okay. One of these. Maybe that one. We'll go up and around this way. Okay. Up this path, yes. Okay, cool. I think it's that one. It's one of the ones nearest Betty's house, and it's definitely around the corner. I think it's that one. This one. I guess it must be this one. Okay. Nope, wasn't that one. Right. It's a 3-storied house in the Plants District. I think. Maybe it's that one. Let's try this again. Nope. God, which one is it? It's definitely one of these, but how do I know which one? I guess we just have to try every door. Okay. Isn't that one? That's not a door. Okay, right. Okay, he's somewhere by the works, I think, in the adjacent district. There's a large house surrounded by 3 smaller ones. He isn't either of the 4. Large house surrounded by 3 smaller ones. I mean, is that... Large house surrounded by 3 smaller ones. 1, 2. Right, definitely wasn't this one. Nope. No, definitely wasn't this one. Nope. Definitely wasn't this one. So maybe it's one of these ones. This seems to be a plague house. I'm gonna just pause the recording for a second. Okay, it took me a little bit of time, but I think I figured out which one it was. Oh, come on. I hate these fences. I really do. Right. Okay, this better work. I think it's that one. Pretty sure the way to get there is this way. Right, here we go. Gotta be really careful here. Ah, there we go. It's far easier. the last few times I've tried that. Right, Artemy, where the hell are you? Also, this better be worth it. Why are you even in here, Artemy?
I'm bleeding again. The soldiers rose up against me.
Right. Once more, take the reputation hit, and take ourselves another panacea. 4 panacea, that should be enough. Better be enough for us to be able to complete the game. Right. Okay. Now we will have to wind our way back down towards here in the stone yard where the bachelor is. Oof. Ouch, that was close. Three bottles of Maridorm. Still got loads. Okay, we'll wind our way up this way. We'll try and just sort of treat anyone that we see as we go. Hopefully none of them are going to be set on fire as we do it. No, 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 no. Shoot. Damn. This is probably the best way, is this way, isn't it? But it does potentially lose us out. Oh well. Reputation is still enough to be going with. Let's give this a shot then. I'm tempted to go curing already, but I think I should wait until day 12, just in case. I mean, I know it risks going through an infected district, but at this point, I think I actually want to do that, just for the opportunities of trying to fix things. Just in case. Oh no. If you run diagonally, they can't catch you. I think. Oh well, didn't work. Didn't spot anyone that was still alive to be healed. So now I just need to figure out where the bachelor is, and I think he's around here somewhere. He's in the stone yard, which is that area specifically. Oh no. Kid, you're about to walk into a bandit. Kid. And that's her done. Fine. Well, that's that opportunity at powder lost. Jesus. Okay, here we go. I think he's in the one that's closest to the tomb from memory, so I think it's this one. Really? Okay, right around the other side we go. Jeez, we are really pushing our time now. Fine, 9 PM.
What is there to talk about now?
Right, got out. We're fine. Okay, last parts of the day. Go speak to Aglaya and Block. And that will be the day. So far, I've only counted 2 infected on Dankovsky's folk. It's reassuring.
I'm dead.
Done. Right, here we go. Right. We are probably gonna make it, actually. This should be okay. So close. It was definitely Blanc, yeah, it was. That's fine. Rats. Oh well, don't need that many more water bottles now. Pretty much done, so... Right.
I can't wait any longer. I've lost 2/3 of my troops here in 2 days.
I found the bachelor and warned him. He'll be here soon. Ah, excellent, excellent. The only good news in the last 3 hours. Clara, you truly are my guardian angel. No, don't call me that. Oh, wow.
I'm suffocating.
Well.
My arms are stiff.
What we need to do now is go find a place to sleep for a few hours. So, to Lara Ravel's house. Also going to just drop a hard save in case we need to reload it to get any more powder, which I don't imagine that we will. Okay, other medications that we should take. Right, here we go.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Here we go. The town is once more clear. Let's go to see the theatre. And then prepare ourselves for the final day, and at last the final choice. I suppose it doesn't really matter anyway, there's nobody going to be walking around to trade with.
Whatever you do, you'll have to sacrifice something.
Destruction is inevitable. There's no miraculous way out.
So that's what their thought process is, see? There was nothing to hope for from the start. Each of them should simply fulfill their purpose. At least, we'll see which one works best.
Each of them wants to save that which is dear to them. Perhaps they could get along?
Out of the question. The meeting chamber is tight, with the general sitting at one side of the table and the Inquisitor sitting at the other. Only one of them will decide. The others will die.
The theatre is once more cleared of the dead. The final day approaches, and Clara's final choice at last reigns. The day is done.